two of Africa's most influential cities, one in the east and the other in the west. They are both great cities, but we are trying to compare to know which one is better at which at the city you should visit. Two African cities miles away from each other in geography, but closer together in spirit. One sits on the coast of the Atlantic, and the other one is flanked by savanna, by wildlife, and beautiful parks. Both are economic engines, home to beautiful cultural life, and also home to millions of people that are chasing their dreams. Today, we are comparing Nairobi and Lagos, these two powerful cities. This comparison is not to claim a winner or say Nairobi is better than Lagos, but no, is to explore the parts that is better, like to highlight things that each city is doing good and the other city is doing good, and also to explore what makes each other uniquely powerful and how it feels like to live or to be inside each of these cities. The first thing that we are going to look into here is the size. Okay, Nairobi is about 4.5 million in population. Like the people that you can find in Nairobi is about 4.5, but for Lagos there are about 21 million, and this is just an estimate. It could be more because a lot of people come to Lagos every single day, and it could be much, could be just, this is just an estimate, 21 million. Okay, so a lot of people come to Lagos. It has a lot of population. It is a lot of things are happening there. Businesses, basketballs, people are just busy doing one or two things. Like traffic is mad. A lot of people are just heading out, starting their jobs, going for their business. Nairobi, on the other hand, having about 4.5 million people, it is calm to live in. It also has traffic. Like when I went there, I experienced traffic. But I don't. Then let's talk about vibes. This one should not be compared anyway. But then you all know the situation. We know the problem. We know what is at stake. Yeah. Okay. So let's just compare it anyway. Lights in Lagos and lights in Nairobi. Okay. There is lights. There are some parts of Lagos that you could find like they almost have constant light. Okay, but then we know how we have issues with light in Nigeria. Some people now currently have constant power supply through the help of generator and solar, which I don't think is something that is obtainable in Nairobi. In Nairobi, all through my stay there was constant power supply, except at the time, I think it's got so rainy and the electricity cut. I'm like, oh, okay, so the rain also affects rain. The electricity cut at the time that, and that's the rain was so much. Okay, except for that hour, like it was about 2 hours or so that that light went for, and the letter brought it back. Okay, within a little period of time. Well, in some parts in Lagos, you could literally stay a whole day. There will be no lights. You could literally stay 2 days. There will be no lights, and we have gotten used to it. People now have their generator. People now have their solar to compensate. Okay, the times that there is no power supply. Lagos is Nigerian financial epic center. Okay, and it is filled with a lot of hustles. Like if you want to know what it means to hustle, visit Lagos. If you want to understand the competition that people have in making it in life, visit Lagos, because there is a lot of hustle, a lot of competition. Everything is going on. People are trying every means they could to survive. In Lagos, opportunity is huge, but competition is fierce. But in Nairobi, it's more like, let's focus on the innovation and the ecosystem. Let's work smart. Let's make the country look beautiful. Let's make the country look tech. Like these people are the best in tech in the whole of Africa, right? Yeah, they are so interested in tech and they put so much effort in it. Okay, they play smart. Nairobi work smart. When you come to Nairobi, you work smart. In Lagos, it's about hustle. I think something Nairobi and Lagos has in common is traffic. It's usually lock, jam during the rush hours. It's getting better in Lagos and in Nairobi. For Lagos, there are more flyovers that have been built. The use of BRT buses and more road expansion has made it a bit easier. And the traffic is a bit lesser, but there is still traffic in Lagos. Then also in Nairobi, the use of the expressway, that's the road I showed in one of the vlogs I made, that you could pay and pass through when there is traffic. It has also helped in the reduction of traffic in Nairobi. This way, both cities have reduced the traffic there, but they have similarities in it. Is jam during rush hours. Cost of living. Okay, let's compare the cost of living. In Lagos, It depends on your lifestyle. It depends on where you want to live. It depends on what you want. Like, it depends on your lifestyle. If you want to live in neighborhoods like the Victoria Island, Lekki, Banana Island, you know all of them. Okay. Yeah. If you want to live in those beach neighborhoods, those neighborhoods that are beautiful, things could be a bit pricey there. Things like accommodation, things like transportation, things like bills like in NEPA, the water bill, blah blah blah. All of them put together are a bit pricey than you living in places like Ikorodu, more expensive in the Westland than it is in the Eastland. But I think these two cities welcome people that have money. If you have money, you will enjoy Lagos. If you have money, you will enjoy Nairobi. But if you're struggling, you will have to like see Pepe. You will see Pele Pele, Abi? Yeah. A lot of Pele Pele. You see it. Culture and social life. If you want to talk about social life here, I'll give it to Lagos because Lagos is the home of Afrobeats. Like the music, the jam, the parties, the clubbing. Like if you want that type of lifestyle where you would be on the heat from one club to the other, from this hotel to the other, if you want to like have an amazing electrifying feeling, Lagos is it. Okay. Nairobi, Nairobi is more subtle, it's soft, it's cool, like it's like the opposite of Lagos when it comes to the jams. It's always boom, 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 boom everywhere, like clubs in the nights, like every street is hot. Is like if you go to places that have clubs, it's hustle everywhere. Like everywhere is hot, 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 hot from the streets, from the generator. Here with that. Everything is hot. I mean it when it comes to safety and quality security. Okay. Both Lagos and Nairobi, there are places just like every other place in this world. It's just like that. There are places in Lagos that are super safe. Like you could not as safe, but they are safe. And you will have your safety, you will have your peace. Like it is better there. Same thing as Nairobi. When I went for tour, like I drove around, the driver that was with me told me the same thing. That there are places that we would get to in Nairobi and he would tell me, girl, get down your phone. Yeah, same thing in Lagos. Same thing in Lagos. There are places that you will go to that you have to. You hold your back so tight. I feel so tight. You hold your back so tight so that it will not snatch it from you. Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty same in Nairobi. There are places too that are not safe. Okay. There are petty thefts, scam. Both cities have rising inequalities. Both are beautiful and brutal, often in the same breath. Okay. Let's talk about their weather. Let's talk about their weather. The weather in Nairobi, when I visited around March. And from my comments from the videos I made, they are telling me that that period is not their winter. Okay. That period is not their winter. And I was feeling that cold. When I mean the cold in the period that is not their winter is not as much as the cold that we have in our own winter. I mean, I wore sweaters most times. I went out in Kenya. I covered up. That was in March. Oh, I covered up. But in December, November, January, that is our own winter period. I go out most times just unshipped. It's just cool. It's just cool. Maybe probably you wouldn't um be sweating much. The weather will be calm. But I don't know what has happened. It wasn't like this initially. Back in the days, like during the winter in Lagos, it's usually cold. Maybe climate changes have occurred and a lot of things a lot of things has happened that Lagos is now so hot. Winter or summer or whatever. But in Nairobi, the time I went, they say it's during rainy season is time for rain. It was cold. Like it was cold that if I sleep at night, I will need to cover up with duvet, like wear sweater, wear socks, and cover up with duvet. But I can't say the same thing in our winter in Lagos. Like most times you might not even need to cover well unless the room you're staying has an air condition and the air coming from the air condition is much. That's where you might need to cover up. But let's say naturally you left your window open and want to enjoy the natural air. I don't think the winter in Lagos right now could make you feel that cold. I don't know what happened, but I think a lot of things has changed. Both cities have beautiful street foods, very beautiful. When I mean very beautiful and tasty street foods, I was just able to lay my hands on few. And in Lagos, you will find a lot of street foods because a lot of people are out there hustling. At every junction you go to, you will see something that you eat. At every corner you go to, you will see street food, like back to back street food. Like it could line up, people line up like suya. You see five, six, seven, or even more vendors of people selling suya on that street. You will go to the other corner, you see straight up of people selling maize in that street. Like it's hustle. People, a lot of foods you could just be on the streets and you eat your breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But in Nairobi, I think it's more structured. Like if you go to a street, you could find just a vendor selling one particular thing. Like a Yamachuma or Gali, you could see a particular place spot selling it. Then at another side, you will see a particular person selling maize. At another point, you will see a particular person selling another street food in Nairobi. Nairobi is more particular about being consistent and more particular about providing quality. Yeah, as a content creator, I want to compare the hostility for content creators in Nigeria and in Kenya. Vlogging was super easier for me in Nairobi. It's also easy in Lagos, but there is a bit of hostility that comes to vloggers, to content creators in Nigeria as a whole, than the way the angle I perceived it in Kenya, okay, in Nairobi. When I went out to make videos, like I'm someone that is particular about not filming people, okay, because I don't know if they would want to appear in my video or not. I'm so careful placing cameras on people when I want to make videos, okay. But when I visited Nairobi, bringing out my camera and maybe trying to just capture something, if you notice that I want to make a video or I just ask, can I? They'll be like, sure, please capture this, capture that. We can let's talk about this. They embrace they embrace you more and make you feel comfortable doing what you want to do. And this has given me the insight. Like I said, I didn't go to Kenya for vlogging. It has now given me the insight that okay, these people welcome creators. Okay, these people are warm to creators, and where you're coming, or they will give you an attitude, or they'll make you feel uncomfortable. But it's not the same thing in Nairobi. Nairobi is more peaceful. Like they are more friendly to creators. Like I don't know, maybe if it is particularly to foreign creators or they do the same thing to their home and in Kenyan vloggers. Do they also welcome you guys there? Like a Kenyan vlogger, do your people also welcome you guys there? Or do they do it particularly to foreigners? I just want to know. For transportation, transport system in Nairobi and Lagos. Okay. We have in Lagos, we have the BRT buses. In Nairobi, we have the Matatu. Yeah, the BRT buses, they are fine, they are beautiful. But the Matatus are so colorful, like vibrant, it has this vibrant energy and all that. Both of them are buses, they are fine. Then both Uber exist in both cities. You find both and Uber in Nairobi, you find both and Uber in Lagos. Then you talk about the motorcycles, okay? Some parts of Lagos, like parts that are a bit rural and not the inside the city, part of the city still have bikes around. But in Nairobi, you find bikes, that's they call it pota pota, in the heart of Nairobi. You find it literally everywhere in each corner of Nairobi. But in Lagos, I think bikes are banned because of its cause that collision, accidents, cause that damage, causing of chaos. Like you could want to pass and bikes are literally everywhere, not allowing you to make way. But then and there were numerous bikes, a lot of bikes. You could just like bikes at that time were bigger than humans. There were so much bikes like in Lagos. I think that was one of the main reasons they banned it. But in some rural, like some parts that are not so in the city, you could also find bikes there presently. But in Nairobi, Boda Boda is a thing. It goes to the city, it goes to the west side, it goes to the east side. And most times their bikes will put in music and it will be so loud and it will be playing and be going. Yeah, I think that's the major public transport system that they have in both cities. So, Nairobi versus Lagos. This is not a battle, but a celebration of two great cities. If you want energy, if you want edge, if you want fire, you will love to visit Lagos. And if you want focus, space, and flow, Nairobi is calling. The truth is that you can't talk about the future of Africa without talking about the both of them. So, which would you live in, Nairobi or Lagos? Drop your thoughts in the comment section, especially if you've lived in either. A Lagosian will tell you, if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. A Nairobian might say, we move quietly, but we move far. It's not about lifestyle, it's about identity. Lagos is about visibility, Nairobi is about vision. Both are proud, both are rising. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. See you in my next video. Bye-bye.